Hello everyone, and happy Sunday. How are we all? Oh, God, blimey, there's a fair few resubs there with some numbers. Let's go, Lucius! 43-month resub, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. And Callie with the 3 years. How the fuck did that happen? I don't know. I don't know. And then last but not least, Sneeze comes in with a massive 4 years. Time for Maelstrom to celebrate. I would be up for that, actually. That's if we can play Maelstrom without... we'll have to have a look at that. See if the servers are still up. If the game's still running. But yeah, I'd love Maelstrom. I made the rookie mistake of not stocking up on cold drinks, so we're back on the Jägermeister cold brew and strawberry and watermelon juice. The two don't work well together, but needs must. All right. Let's. If I chug it now, then I'll have to get some more later. I mean, there's not much on, about 2 shots in there. It'll not take me long to get through that. All right, let's bring that down a little and bring the crew in. Hello, crew.
Hi.
How are we?
Shit, late blood first. Gotta keep you guessing.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Expect
That is
the
fair.
unexpected in the kingdom of madness.
Oh, here we go. Episode 18. It's been a
Shall we
thing.
get straight into it, shall we? Yeah.
I mean, we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
May as well.
Should we? Yeah, we'll skip the part where we ask the group if anybody wants to recap, and I'll just recap, yeah?
All right, yeah, mate. You know what? Well,
Why not?
why not? Yeah, Lucius. Yeah, if you don't mind. What?
I shall regale you with what happened last time.
Please do. Oh, cheers.
All right. So last time we started with Cypher, learning some magics, getting himself a little scrolly scroll, learn about dimensions. That was cool. Teresa collected a catch of the day, which turned out to be 2 hares and a giant rat, which she then skinned, took to our gnomish friend for tanning. Although did we tell him to keep hold of the leather for us?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's
He's shady as fuck. He's a gnome.
Yeah.
He's gonna sell that shit. And he
I mean, it depends on, you know. He might be trying to help you and have done something completely wonderful.
rat skin suit.
Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows? Gary was finishing up some of his training with Dwayne and the usual banter backwards and forwards.
Mm-hmm.
And then up she was like, fuck off. At the end, which is very of Dwayne. And I think she said she was taking a day off the day after.
She did.
Did. Crazy.
Mm.
Crazy dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had Vanya chatting away to Julian at the bar, and he was like, hey, do me a favour, get us some better fucking drinky poos. And she was like, I know exactly the place where I can get better drinky poos, and I can pester the group for it. It's what I wanted all along.
It was.
So now she has her excuse. She's a happy bunny. And then we headed off. Well, we regrouped at the society. Little bit of banter, a little bit of chit chat finalising the plans. The nurse took offence to the curse that was put on Vanya and was like, "All
Yeah.
right, you need a better one than that. I'm offended. It was a basic bitch curse." And I believe her words were, "You give her exactly what she wanted, not what she needed."
Yeah, that's what the
Yeah.
nurse said.
Yeah. So now Vanya's learning about curses alongside Cypher, you know. Get themselves a packed lunch packed and off they go to school every morning.
Holding hands and
Skipping.
skipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Gotta be done.
Mm.
And then time for the clusterfuck to happen. And well, it was going so well till Teresa decided Morgan doesn't need to live anymore and just skewed him like a pig on the bench.
Yes, much to everyone. I think even Reza wasn't expecting him to die that quickly.
Nope.
Turns out he was just a pleb.
Yeah, he was just a normal dude. Nothing special about him.
Hey ho, that had repercussions for later on. There was monsters afoot, and I can't remember what the fucking... Is it the Morbus Doctori?
Yeah, Morbus Doctor, all right.
Morbus Doctori, who were Morgan's associates / friends. Well, more associates. They didn't seem to care for him when we talked to him. They were kind of like, yeah, he was a rat. And fuck. He had a use. But yeah, we had to fight off the giant... Spider-Man? Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Does everything
Spider-Man.
is Spider.
He did. He did everything
did.
a spider could. I tried to.
Yeah. Fuck that spider. We killed that, and then the twins, which turn a human into paste. They were a bit tougher than the spider.
Yeah.
But they rolled really bad, so not as many people died as they should have.
No. No, story of my life, that is.
Warden still got fucked though, so
Yeah. Yeah,
That
one
going.
one got smooshed. One got
you're not getting
pink.
killed.
Well, a arrow of human slaying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bastard. Yeah, you got Fustro dart into the fucking next dimension by an arrow. See, sacrificing people's souls for power is a good thing. Sometimes. Also, thank you, Sneezer. Could have just fucking waited till tomorrow.
No, we're gonna let everyone know.
Happy birthday to
Your
you.
whole-
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Sure shut that one down.
Yeah, yeah. Get fucked. I lost track of thought. Where were we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, things getting murdered.
Yeah.
We managed to surprisingly broker a peace with the Doctore, mainly because Cypher was like, "No, you don't have the flamethrower," and he was like, "Yeah, that's fair enough."
Yeah. I think it was a mix between, numbers wise, it was about equal. There was 3 of them, 4 of you, but a lot of you were hurt. You snuffed out his pilot light on the flamethrower, and he was like, "Yeah, all right."
Fair play.
Some of us need to
Call
get
it
back.
quits.
Yeah. Not before though. They did start torching the
Everything?
corpses. Everything.
Yeah, anything that could be dragged into a pile was, and then torch, no evidence, which suits us just fucking fan dabby dozy. And then back to the folly where there was a reckoning.
It's one way of putting
Garrett, yeah, Garrett displeased with Teresa's lack of control. Had some choice words for her. Listen here, bitch. No, but yeah, she was reprimanded in typical Garrett way. Always a wizard with words. And she showed that it may not have been entirely her full fault, the whole thing, as she might have lost a little bit of control, as she showed a very, very, very nasty man vampire face with claws. A little bit of lapse of control. Followed by a little bit of shame because she doesn't want to be a monster. But it's okay, because, as she was told, there's only monsters here. And then Garrett uninvited her from his room. They get that fuck out. And I guess we'll find
Harsh.
out what the aftermath is.
Yeah. Yeah, we will, in that case, pick things up straight off the bat. Also, can I just say, Jump, I bet you had no idea what the fuck was going on with all that there, did you?
With what?
With when the plan went awry.
No, because I was like, you could ask Lee, because I was like, were we supposed to keep somebody alive? And he was like, yes, we were. And then I was like, okay. And then whenever they we were all in this room, and Reza was getting spanked, and but it
Okay.
just, well, in so many words, like getting in trouble. And but then you guys handled it so well. I was like, wait, was this supposed to happen? I was so confused because it was just, I don't know. I was just questioning everything in my life at that moment. Well done.
So yeah, just to basically, make chat aware for those who did see the end of that. It seemed super tense, as you can probably tell between us all. It wasn't. Me as the DM, I was sat there going, yes, your plans have changed. How the tables have turned and the turns tabled. Yes. But no, it was a good tense session last week. So, with that said, let's bring us round to the dawn of a new day. Here, we find making their way through lower streets Cypher and Vanya. On your way now to the Medicinae Societas for your morning get-together. What are you both
We're
doing?
learning magic. Holding hands, skipping down the street.
Mm-hmm. Vanya's gonna ask Cypher, did you bring yourself some snacks and maybe a lunch just in case if you get hungry while we're here?
No.
Oh, I
Should I have?
asked you before I left. I've got some snacks in my pocket because of that curse that I have. I'll share with you because I definitely don't want you to go hungry if we're gonna be here all day.
Okay. Cypher's nodding along. He has no idea what she's on about.
So, Cypher, like, what
What?
should I expect?
The coroner. Yeah, he'll be there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, with the lessons.
A lot of talking. I like to ask questions. He generally answers them. Can you read?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Because I got to scroll and I got to read this, practice with it.
Can you read?
Oh, yeah, well, why wouldn't I be able to read?
Well, I don't know. You asked me. I thought maybe, like, you couldn't read and that I needed to read that scroll to you.
I don't know. Can you read the scroll? And I hold out the scroll to her.
I would say yes, because you've been able to read it outside of the coroner's guidance. So I would say yes, it's written in standard common.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can read that.
Oh, cool.
Do you need me to read
No,
it to
it's
you?
mine.
Um,
Get your own.
okay. Well, if you need help, like pronouncing some of the words on there, I can help you.
Okay.
So, so at this moment, you hear her. So, are you offering reading lessons, eh? I'll read with you, love. I'll read with you. What you got there, eh? And this beggar who's pulled himself off the side of the road somehow slinks behind you and is in the process of trying to wrap an arm around Cypher's shoulder to see what he's got in his hand.
Has he actually touched Cypher yet?
He's not at this moment in time. He's just making a large, over-exaggerated swing of his arm to try and land it on your shoulder.
I'll let it happen, but the second I do, I'll bite him.
Are you fucking weirdo? What are you doing? Are you
touched
doing
me.
blind people?
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. Vanya's gonna say, you don't touch him.
I can fucking see that. He bit me. Look at that. Granted, you probably taste like 4 or 5 years worth of unwashed grime on this man's arm. And as he holds his arm out towards Vanya, you just see these little teeth marks in his skin. Look at that! He's feral. He's feral, that one.
Well, look at the positive side. You have learned a lesson from this, that you just don't touch random people because you never know. Like, it's like petting a dog or some kind of animal. Like, it could bite you. Like, yeah.
It did bite me, look! And it gets within, 2 or 3 inches of Vanya's face with this arm and starts, look at this! I think, it's infected, I think that's, yeah, you're going to have to compensate me. I'll not be able to work again.
You should just meet us at the doctor's, or, some healing place, and we'll meet you there.
He leans well up close toward Vanya. You got any coin to pay for a doctor, eh? Hey? Look at you with your little flashy robe, huh? I bet you're minted, aren't you?
Cypher casts confound on him.
And just for a moment, you see his eyes glaze over, and he stands there like a statue. And Vanya and Cypher, you just continue walking. You see this.
Yeah, I just grab Vanya's hand and we walk off.
A few steps later, what? Oh, hey, oh, hey, hey! And you see him point to the next person, just, who's 10, 15 steps behind you, and he points over towards him and starts to do the same thing. Walks up to him and with his arm outstretched.
Vanya's gonna lean down, like while they're kind of skittering off, and be like, "Do you bite people often?"
Cypher's got his mouth open with his tongue hanging out. And he's just drooling. He's like, no,
Are you okay?
no, it's bad. I'm gonna be sick.
Vanya is going to look around to make sure nobody's like looking, and she's going to cast prestidigitation
Okay.
on his tongue to try to get the bad taste off of it.
Tell me how this looks.
She's
No,
going
no
to,
one, no one notices. By the way, no one notices.
she's gonna kind of like pull him over to the side real quick and be like, "Psh, be still, be still." And she just holds his face like this towards her face with like both hands where he's like looking at her, and she's going to say, "Okay, be very, very still. Stick your tongue out." And she's gonna blow on it. And like all of the spit and stuff that's on his tongue is just gonna kind of like go back up onto his face, but is gonna take the taste off. But now his face is gonna be covered in saliva.
So now I've got drool on my face and cotton mouth.
Oh. At this moment, you just, another passerby just turns around and goes, "Fucking lovebirds, it's early in the morning. Fucking hell. Get around, slags." Just carries on walking.
Cypher's like, can we go?
Yeah. Does it taste better?
It does, yeah.
They continue frolicking together.
All right. Well, we'll pick up with you guys in a moment. Garrett, what are you up to this morning, considering Dwen's shut?
I'm just wandering around the city.
Anything in particular you're looking for at the moment?
No, I'm just heading south, looking towards the edge of the city and the lands beyond, the forests.
Okay.
Just enjoying the
morning
tranquility
air.
of not having anyone actively trying to kill us for a while. It's quite a nice novelty.
Fair enough. I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah, definitely not wrong. Just morning stroll, fair enough.
Clearing my head, after the heavy conversations of the night before.
Anything further you wish to add to that?
No. Garrett's actually enjoying this period of not having to
Do anything?
be the adult of the group for a change.
Fair. All right. Well, we're going to quickly pan over to Reza. Just for the morning. So, obviously, words were had last night.
Yep.
Now, just for the morning and the small interim, which we'll pick back up with what we discussed a little later. But just what's Reza been up to since being evicted from Garrett's room?
Yeah. So I would say, backing up a little bit, she spent a good couple hours sitting on the roof of the bunkhouse, thinking. Bunch of different things going through her head, and the words of her companions kind of resonating, combined with what she's learned over the past week about what happens to souls after they die in this godless land. And maybe it is better to be a monster when the afterlife is never-ending pain. So before everyone wakes up, she will have made her way west. Just walking in the road westward, out of lower streets, out of the city proper. So the morning finds her walking on a road through farmland, west-southwest.
All right. Do you want to leave it there?
I can say more if you'd like.
It's up to you.
Leave it there for now.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So, as in D&D, never split the party. At this moment in time, the party is well and truly separated and out on their own. Whether or not, Cypher's babysitting Vanya or Vanya's babysitting Cypher's, certainly a question that will come up. Garrett heading south, Reza heading west. Perfect timing. So in that case, we will pick things back up with Cypher and Vanya. Having made your way through lower streets into Market Row and eventually just off of the side alleys, you eventually find yourself at the large metal door to the society. With a rap on the iron, the usual slit slides aside. The two piercing yellow eyes of the nurse look out, and with no further words, the door begins to unlock and open up. Get rid of Anvara for the minute. As you step through the door, do you like the new society image? You step through the large door at the end, and you're greeted by the very familiar long corridor into the society. As per the norm, it looks its usual rundown shabbiness, what was once potentially a great hall or chamber, just left to decay over the tens, potentially hundreds of years that it's been here. The nurse leads you down the corridor, and eventually you step into the central chamber. The botanist nowhere to be seen, the chirurgeon nowhere to be seen, but stood there is, of course, the coroner and the nurse. Good. Early. Wait. No, early this time. Good. Good morning.
Morning.
To be early is to be on time.
No, to be early is to be early. To be on time is to be on time.
At least we're not late.
We're not late.
No, you're not. Good. Few things. Come closer. You see the coroner wave a bony finger towards you both to approach the desk.
Okay.
Vanya's gonna follow Cypher's lead.
As you step up to the desk, the nurse slides up alongside Vanya and just rests her elbow on Vanya's shoulder. She turns to look at her. I'm genuinely surprised that you're here.
Well, you know, I offer some education classes myself. I just think, you know, as a person, you know, being a lifelong learner, you know, you've always got to continue to enhance yourself and not stay stagnant. Not only are you helping yourself with your knowledge, but you're sharing with others as well. So it's just making a better world, don't you think?
Yes. Yes. God, aren't you just full of pride? Well, I'm glad to see that you're ready and raring to go. Now,
Well, I'm excited.
I have had a discussion with the coroner, and after a few choice words from myself, he understands the folly of what he has done, don't you? You see the coroner. He doesn't even make eye contact with the nurse. He's currently looking at a book on the desk in front of him. I do not make mistakes. Though perhaps it was too literal. Yes. Yeah, your gift, yes. Somewhat hindering. Yeah, I understand now.
Yeah, I eat a lot with it. A lot of emotions.
Food, good, yes. You become plump. But I can see why it would not be beneficial. Well, consider it an apology that I will reverse. And in his place, I will tutor you.
On curses, or is my lesson plan changing? Is there going to be
Your-
a syllabus?
Sure, yes. The lesson plan is certainly changing. Curses are far, far beneath you, my dear. Far beneath you. I think we can do something a little special with your talents.
Special. What's that?
This is not the place for the discussion. I will, and she hooks a finger into Vanya's collar from behind and just begins to pull her. God damn it, Lee. Begins to just pull her towards one of the the other chambers that you've not been in before. In fact, no, you have been in before. It's the nurse's own chamber.
So as that's happening, she's like, but Cypher can tell me whether I need to learn that or not.
Cypher's completely ignoring you. He's totally engrossed in what he's doing.
Cypher?
Come now, dear. Let us begin. It's going to be a very long conversation. Yes. But, I think you'll approve. And the last thing that you would see, Cypher, is just, the nurse dragging Vanya. Are you going to try and resist Vanya?
No, she's she's afraid to, like, she thinks that maybe this is supposed to all be part of, the change, but yet she's slightly hesitant, but seeing that Cypher is not really, like, acting, like something's wrong, she's gonna go with it, but not aware that he's oblivious to what's going on. So she's just gonna kind of reluctantly go, but not try to resist.
So any force you try and put in to pull away, you do find that the nurse she's very strong, almost inhumanly strong, to the point where you really struggle to put, you just feel yourself being dragged back. But if I can find the damn thing I'm looking for, just before the door closes, you just see the coroner go, yes, oh, yeah. And he points a finger towards you, Vanya, and just as the door closes, cast remove curse. You see this green ripple of energy just shoot from his outstretched finger, slap you in the chest, and you get the immediate sense that whatever gift he gave you before is no longer there.
She has bouts of mixed emotions about it because of, it worked, but it had that adverse effect on her. So she's not really sure if she's sad or she's happy. So it's just kind of like a puzzled look on her face as it hits her.
Now, while they are discussing, student with me, come.
Okay.
Coroner closes a book on the desk, tucks it under an arm, and begins to shuffle through the main chamber just off to one of the side rooms, his own chamber. And as the door opens and you step inside, you're met with the coroner's room. In the centre, there's, again, I've not really had a chance to describe this fully before, so I will now do so. The coroner's personal chamber. The walls are lined with multitude of bookshelves. There's, I think I've said this before, there's scrolls, books, glass ornaments that have got things like hands, eyes, perfectly preserved anatomy of weird and wonderful creations. Just off the side there are, again, several large working desks where he tends to sit and conduct his research. But in the centre of the room is a small, I say small, roughly a 7 to 8 foot tall obelisk that pulses with this familiar blue hue. Cypher, you would at this point have been informed that this is linked to his soul orb in the chamber beneath you.
Right, right, okay.
And this is basically just, rather than him having to go down to extract souls, like, he can just pull them one at a time through this. But normally, if he needs to, gather a vast amount, he has to go to the tear in the ethereal plane below.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of just a focusing conduit for single souls to be ripped out of the ether, out of the ethereal plane for whatever weird and wonderful experiments. Yeah, it's not pleasant. Each soul screams as it's been squeezed out like toothpaste of a tube.
Cypher finds it amusing.
As you, yeah, it's, the odd wail comes out. Not whale as in, blue whale. It's a whale. So anyway, upon stepping into the dimly lit room, the coroner motions towards one of the side desks.
The scroll. Yes. Come.
I got it.
Good. Show me what you have learned.
Okay. Blinks a couple of times.
Are you not forgetting something?
Probably.
And I would say smirk, half smile crosses the gaunt lips of the coroner as he offers this expression that, to you, Cypher, you would see as amusement. Anyone else seeing it would be absolutely horrified. It's not a pleasant smile, but
you're just going to read the scroll. Do you not need something to read it to?
Oh yeah, and he starts looking around. He's like, we need a dead thing. But not you, because I can already talk to you, because that'd be silly, right?
That would be, yes. Very well.
Do I need to go out and and he makes the killing the motion?
No. No. I have something you can use as a test.
And with that, you see a blue tinted mage hand hover over with a tray, and on this tray is a rat.
What? It works on animals. You see that creepy smile creep across Cypher's face as well. Okay.
Yeah, the last thing that I wish to do is for giving you a dwarf or a human, perhaps. No. If it backfired, the strain on your conscience would leave me dissatisfied. So we try small things first.
Okay. Okay.
So,
I'm
but-
okay to start now? Yeah.
The coroner just nods, takes a step back.
Cypher takes a deep breath and, as clearly as he can, tries to enunciate everything, mimicking the way the coroner spoke.
Roll me an Arcana check, please.
In Arcana? $15.
15! That'll be enough.
Shit.
Give us a look. What's this look like then?
So as Cypher speaks, just a thin wisp of a soul, just a teeny tiny strand comes off his obelisk and just into the rat, and it kind of jerks and fits and kind of has a spasm before it kind of rolls over, gets up, looks about, squeaks, and tries to run off.
If you would do me the honours of throwing up the spell that you've just cast.
Hadouken!
Alright, so as this rat just begins to scurry off, the coroner begins to chuckle.
Yeah, yes, good. Now, a solid start, yes.
I do good. Did it work? Cypher's trying to catch it with helpful shit.
Roll me a sleight of hand check. You just see these as you're manipulating, or are you manipulating it, or have you asked a shadow to help you?
Nah, I've asked the shadow to help me.
So as
But
you
my shadow just runs after it.
yeah, you just see you and the coroner are stood there watching this shadow, like the occasional handle jump out of the ground to try and grasp this rat, miss it by millimeters, and it just keeps happening over and over again for, I would say, 30 to 40 seconds before eventually the shade just thrusts its hand from behind one of the pillars, grabs the rat and hoists it up high.
Yes, passing great, but know that until you become more attuned with the ethereal plane, this can only be accomplished here.
And he motions to his sanctuary, his room, and then towards the obelisk.
Right. I get it. Yeah. It's easier when I'm closer to like a, I don't know the word, but like a fountain of power. Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. But
Okay.
the more you spend, study, watch what I do, you will eventually begin to see the threads that tie us to the ethereal plane. Once you can... Go on.
Uh, um. You know, yesterday when you sent your creatures, when we dispatched them, I saw the light.
I saw the light.
I saw the
I
light.
saw...
Is that so? Perhaps you may be quicker than expected.
Yeah. It was like what you showed me, only like really thin, and it was only there for a split second, then it was gone.
It is in those split seconds that you have to grasp the power. If you let it linger longer than a few seconds, then their soul is passed into the ethereal plane.
Okay.
So,
So if I had something like the lantern, I could have captured them.
Coroner nods in response.
Okay.
all ways into the ethereal plane start with just a small collection. Lantern. Perfect. And so that is where we will begin today.
Okay.
So, with that, the coroner will begin to usher you towards a stack of books that, while dusty, you get the impression that he's pulled them out, of his collection the day before or overnight. It's he's put a little bit of forethought, perhaps even some care has gone into choosing.
He's taken a shine.
He's taken some initiative, which is unusual for this being. But yeah, he looks over, motions to the pile of books, and
This where you shall begin. When you comprehend, you will hopefully begin to understand the link of the souls of the bodies in that to the ethereal. And then from there, we can begin to capture them. Construct your own spirit lantern.
Okay. What will I need to construct a spirit lantern?
Materials, yes, good. Start early, yes. Some form of frame made of materials of your choosing. Something that will... normal metals, no, not good enough. Something personal or unique, rare, special.
Okay.
Lanterns can be made of anything, as long as they are sturdy.
roll me a insight check, quick. What do you think he means by sturdy?
like strong enough to contain power.
Yes, so not physically correct. So
Not physically strong.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, the way and the flow of conversation from the coroner is basically pointing you, think outside of the initial upfront of his wording. If he says he needs something strong, not physically strong, it's something that will be able to contain power strong. Physical strength to the coroner is it's irrelevant to
Yeah.
So whilst he may use such words, you haven't spent so much time with him, you're starting to understand the what he means when he says these things.
Okay.
How do you spend the rest of the day, or at least the morning, Cypher, with the coroner?
I watch him perform a few things that he makes me like take note, and then he asks me questions. What did I do here? What did you feel here? Sort of thing, and then he makes me mimic some movements, like hand gestures, and copy some words that he said.
Yep.
Because like not all of the words he uses are in common or even a language that Cypher understands.
Yep.
And then once he's kind of bored of him, he just tells him to go read. So he's out front reading this big stack of fucking books.
Perfect. All right. Anything further you wish to ask me or bring to our attention?
Is the botanist there when I get to the main chamber?
You know what? I'm going to say yes. Yeah. It's been a few hours. And having spent a bit of time reading through the tomes presented to you, eventually the door to the botanist chamber creaks open as the bark-like tendrils protrude out and open the door, and the botanist almost floats in using the branches as legs, and she looks over, sees Cypher, arcs a brief brow. Good morning, Cypher.
Good morning. Look. I'm reading about, well, not you specifically, but look. Fair Realm. That's where you're from, right?
Yes. A long time ago, but yes, I am of the Fae.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. What's it like?
Beautiful. Chaotic. Yes. Words are... in the common tongue, it's difficult for me to explain the beauty of the Fae realm. Yes.
Why do you look sad? It is a long story. But I have been unable to return home for some time now, and the corruption of this
city is a constant blight on one such as I.
Can't go home.
The botanist shakes her head.
Well, you can open look, you can open doors. Look, I see it's all right here.
I can open doors, yes, but I am.
She pauses for a moment, and the words seem to roll around her mouth.
No longer allowed.
That's a shame. I'd have liked to go to the fair around with you. That'd be cool.
There. In the south, the large tree. You remember where we went?
I do. It was huge. You could see it from. You could see it from outside the forest. Actually, it's
Yes. Should you wish to visit, therein lies a portal to the Fey realm, but the moment, due to the issues below the city, that way is closed.
Okay. Okay. He starts flicking through his books. He's like, "Whoa. What if we could open it?"
Then that would be a most joyous occasion, and I would wish you luck. But I am sworn to be of no assistance for those wishing to step into the Fey.
Okay. I got these. Alright, I got these. I'll bring you back a present. So there's a big pile of books, shuffles into the corner, and it's just a mess. There's books open everywhere.
All right. The botanist spends 10-15 minutes in the room picking a few samples from the outer walls of the chamber, along with several bundles on a desk, and then she retreats back into her own chamber with a slight wave of a branch towards Cypher as she does so. Meanwhile, in the other room, Vanya, you find yourself sat in the center of the nurse's chamber. A large stone table is pretty much positioned in the slap bang in the center of the room. You're sat on a pretty comfortable padded chair on one side, and the nurse is sat on a chair on the opposite side. Now the table's, I would say, about 12 foot in diameter. It's a large stone table, and the nurse is just resting her chin on her fingers that are crossed, and just staring this large distance over the table towards you.
Vanya is gonna be like wide-eyed with you know how you kind of like clasp your hands together, like kind of in prayer, except for it's not, but she's just kind of resting her chin on those hands that are clasped like that, and just smiling and waiting for the nurse to begin the lesson.
This goes on for 15 minutes. of just silence, both of you staring at each other.
So Vanya's finally gonna break the silence after 15 minutes and says, "Whew, I'm assuming that was a lesson in patience. I'm hoping that I didn't fail by breaking the silence. What are we gonna learn next?"
No, I was just saying you had 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
No, not a lot of people think I can be quiet for that long.
That is certainly. Most tend to break under my withering gaze after 2 or 3. 15. You should be proud of that. That is certainly an achievement.
Well, I didn't even know that we were doing that. We can try it again. I bet I can go longer.
I'm sure you can, but, well, now you know the stakes, whereas before it was just out of sheer determination or pride that you lasted as long as you did. Good. Now, as for why we're here, I'm sure you're thinking this is some sort of school where we sit down and, no. I am here to, well, I've watched you and your friends for the last, well, how long has it been now? A month? 2?
Been a while.
It's certainly been a while, and I've come to realize that there is nothing that I have that I could offer you. I could bargain or tempt you with, so.
Then why am I here?
So I am not here to offer you a bargain or a deal, but I am here to help you make bargains and deals. There is a lot of power in the spoken and written word. And you being a woman of such morals and full-headedness, I think this would be right up your alley.
Well, like I have a couple of businesses, like opportunities that I do, and I think I do pretty well in sales and things like that and bargaining, but I mean, I'm always looking to do better. I mean, because I'm looking to build my clientele base, whether it be for, my program or, encouraging entertainers or patrons to visit our bar and to enhance it. So any kind of, wisdom on how to be a better, entrepreneur or saleswoman, I'm willing to learn as long as you're willing to share, but you just said that you don't have anything to offer me.
As you are no doubt aware, or maybe you're not, as of the society are what you would call, we're not exactly welcome phenomenon in the general population, yes? And that too goes for me. I may look like this rather beautiful young woman, but I am something else, as I would imagine your companions have alleged you to.
Yes, but they haven't told me exactly. So what are you?
I can either tell you or I can show you.
Can I have both?
Well, if I show you, then you would understand immediately, I would imagine, but sure! Why on earth not?
Sometimes words escape me, and I need to put a verbal word to what I visually see.
So, for a very brief moment, you see the nurse just roll her eyes. A slight smirk begins to crawl up the corners of her lips. She pulls the chair back, stands up, and bows. Not so much a bow, more of a curtsy, but quite a deep curtsy, so that the hood just drops to cover her face. And as she curtsies, you begin to hear what can only be described as a rustling, cracking noise, as if parchment's been ripped over a stone, or old flesh being pulled tight as the nurse finishes her curtsy. The illusion that was concealing her drops, and she grins widely at you, revealing the form of a night hag. And here I am. So
many questions now that I know.
Yes, existences such as I and my sisters. And she points over your shoulder. As you turn and look in the direction she's pointing, you see two heads in jars on a shelf behind you. Both of them animated, both of them pulling the exact same expression as the nurse, as they also grin at you.
Well,
Don't mind the others. They don't say much. Oh, what happened?
Why are their heads in jars?
Oh, minor details. They were caught doing things they shouldn't have, making deals with the wrong people, and they found themselves on the guillotines. Now, normally that's...
So you didn't do this, did
Oh,
the
no.
folks do this?
Yeah, let's just say that those in higher places, namely the Crimson Court, didn't exactly tolerate our little coven. So, yes, we were hunted down. I managed to escape down here, where I am now indebted to the coroner. And in return, he animated my sisters, brought them back to some semblance of life.
So, another question. Like, if I learn from you, am I going to become a night hag and possibly wind up in a jar?
No, not at all. Just don't make...
Tell if she's telling the truth.
Wrong, an insight check. It's at that moment where the nurse sits down, and once again, as she sits back into the chair, the illusion goes back up, and she's returned to the normal human form that you're familiar with. And it's due to the change in appearance, you couldn't tell whether or not she was lying. It was, you saw a brief flash of arcane energies, a few wisps of smoke as her form changed, and she's now just sat again opposite you, resting her chin on her hands with this carefree smile. All I will say is, don't make deals with hags and you won't become one.
Don't make a deal with a hag? Is that what you just said?
That is exactly what I said.
But by learning from you, am I making a deal with you?
And that depends on how our little war of words goes over the next few weeks, doesn't it? You will have to be on your best behavior and, well, on top form so that you don't fall into any potential pitfalls that I've set out.
So you're going to try?
Absolutely. This is part of your training to understand lies, deception, and how to use those words against others. Now, answer me this. If you had a contract that you had someone sign, and there was no way for them to ever go back on their contract, is that not a powerful idea for you? You could have whatever you wanted. You have it in words, you have their word. Contracts are very powerful things.
But what if they they made a mistake and they didn't know like all of the fine print? Can I let them out of it?
Of course you can. You can let them out of it. You're the contractor. If you wish to burn said contract, it is purely your right to.
But how do I spread positivity with this? Like, what is why would I want to learn this over like the curses that the coroner had, where like, because
Curses are a dark art. You are forcing and inflicting or should I say, you are pushing your views on others regardless of what they think. With contracts, well, they have no choice but to bend to what you will, to what you wish. They will jump through hoops and they will be a happy and positive through their own choices to please you, rather than you forcing them to be happy.
Because I don't want to force them to, for sure. Like, I want them to change the way.
Absolutely. So
think
let's
about
just take an example. Let's just take an example. Let's just say, I don't know, let's go for something macabre and dark. Let us say that there is a man who is so defeated by life that he's tired of it all, and you wish to change that. And you could say, look, I will offer you a contract. I will give you, some gold, or I will give you whatever you wish in response. All you need to do is improve yourself, become happier. If that man doesn't follow your path, then you have a contract stating that he will do as you asked him to. And with a little persuasion and a little magic, he will not get his wish to die. He will be more than happy. In fact, he will have no choice but to become a happier human being.
If he chooses to, but what happens if he breaks his contract?
That depends on you. You could turn him into. You could say, well, in that case, if you do not wish to become happier yourself, then in that case, the contract dictates that you will dance on the street corner for the next 4 weeks until you are happy. You set the terms. It's all. It's all in your power.
So he won't be like automatically condemned or things like that.
Oh,
It's whatever.
no, that's what he wants.
If I decide in the terms that if he doesn't do it, that he can just go back to whatever existence that he wanted.
If you so wish, I don't see where the fun is, but yes, by all means.
Okay. And if I learn this, I will not turn into a hag, correct?
No, again, unless you make a contract with me to become my protege or my... Who knows? You've got a lovely body over there, my dear. This body of mine is becoming ever so old and frail.
So But you wouldn't I have to be your apprentice to learn this? Like you said, if I was to become
This
your
is not a
apprentice.
contract. I will not offer you. So, you are not an apprentice. You are someone who I am currently imparting advice to.
Okay.
And consider this my last free answer. Yeah?
Oh. Well, so wait. Shit. Pardon my French. Do I can I not ask any more questions about
No,
like
you can
the
ask.
lesson when I show back
course.
up, but you're gonna
There's-
charge me?
Well, there is, of course, where I'm going to need a few things just to show your willingness to learn.
Mm.
And basically, the way this will work is I will have you write out your very first contract. But to do so, we need a few things. Yes, a few things.
Okay. And what are those things?
So, binding people's wills magically, not something that can be done on just any old parchment or ink. We're going to need some form of magical ink and some good quality paper. Ideally, flayed skin works extremely well, but very difficult to find out in the open. So, something that can contain power. Now, I believe you may know of things, or you may know people who know people. But good quality paper and magical ink. Bring them, and your lesson can begin.
Okay. I've noted that. Is I guess that means that our lesson is done for the day because I have to come back with those things.
For now, I mean, you're welcome to stay and ask any questions. I will answer you. And I promise I promise I won't try and catch you out. Besides, to be truthful, as you may be aware, I'm unable to... Part of my tenancy here in the society is that I don't commit deals in this place, so you're safe.
Okay. Well, so I have a lot to consider, and I will, as soon as I get these things, we'll come back and start our lessons. But in the meantime, is the botanist here?
I believe so, yes. If she's not in the main chamber, then knock on her door 4 times, pause, and then twice, and she will let you in.
Okay. Well, so I'm gonna think on this, and I appreciate your time today. I think I've definitely learned a lot, which is my objective every single day. But I need to go see the botanist right now before I head back, and hopefully Cypher's out there because I want to go. Us both go home together.
One last thing before you go. Take this and just later tonight when you're on your own, have a read over it. And she reaches the hand into her robe, extends it out to a single sealed scroll towards you, Vanya.
Okay. And she's gonna grab it and say, "Is there stipulations around this? Can others read it, or is it just me?"
This is just a sample of a contract. just whatever you do, don't sign it. Yes? Or do. Or do. You're no longer under these walls, so by all means, sign away if you so wish, but it will give you an inkling as to what you could accomplish with this sort of magic that I offer.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate the homework.
The nurse just waves, turning in her chair. She leans her arm over the back of the chair to watch you, Vanya, as you depart the chamber.
She's gonna goofily wave goodbye to her.
So the nurse has just got this continuous smirk plastered across her lips. All right. So before we pick up, shall we call a very quick pee break? I know Callie's just beat us to it, but it's been an hour and a half. So
Sounds like a plan.
yeah. So let me hide some of the NPCs for the moment and throw up the BRB. So refill. All right. Finish the rest of the Jaeger off. I will be right back.
So, how about that nursing?
I'm excited.
The best thing is how close that second picture matched up with the first one.
Yeah.
I know he was very proud of that.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed this first part of the session. I've got to listen to everybody else do everything. It's been delightful. Now I get all the fun that all the viewers get.
Back.
Welcome back.
You know, I used to be. I still like Merlot, but I've been trying the Pinot Noirs, and I'm becoming a fan. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but
Pignot.
it's pretty good. El Pinot. Sounds like something else.
So Jump. How'd you like the hat? The night hag.
I'm gonna be very careful. You sneaky bitches.
She was cool, all right.
The thing is, Vanya doesn't want to wind up looking like her.
Why not? She looked awesome.
Yeah. But she's got some useful abilities.
He's never gonna get mugged in the street looking like that.
Mm-mm. Wait, Cypher, you're not a night hag, are you? You changed. facial expressions.
We know what he is.
No, I
Kind
know.
of.
I know,
Maybe. Not even close.
Maybe.
Not even Cypher knows what. In fact, let me rephrase that. Not even Lucius knows what Cypher is.
No, I do not.
Also, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Ooh, what is that in your glass, may I see?
Oh, I've
Look like-
just it's just water and squash juice, like diluted juice.
Oh, I thought I'd seen a little bit of red in it, like it had
Yeah,
some
it's
cherry juice or
it's
something in it.
strawberry and watermelon.
Got red on you.
Yeah. And then I've also had a refill on the last dregs of, they can see shit in there. Last dregs of my cold brew Jaeger. Alright. Fucking nurse.
Yeah,
I
I
love her.
just-
She's great.
I just have something real quick with the botanist.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you emerge now into the central chamber. It's pretty quiet, apart from Cypher. What are you doing?
Flicking through pages. And mumbling to myself.
You just see Cypher
In
tucked
abyss
in.
also, it's really creepy.
In the corner, and Cypher just muttering away. But botanist's nowhere to be seen. But her door is on the opposite side.
Cypher, is this the botanist's door?
Ha! What? Oh god. Scared me. Whew. Botanist store. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Hey, I don't want to lose this. I see your pile. Are you taking this back with you?
No, the books have to stay here.
Oh, well, in case like I get, caught up in the conversation, can I set my scroll right here? Can you watch it for me?
Okay.
Okay. She's gonna set it on top of his book pile.
Okay. As soon as she turns her back, he stuffs it down down his shirt.
Fair enough. Okay. Vanya, what do you do?
She is, I'm assuming she didn't see that, but she's going to walk up to the door
Mm-hmm.
and do the knock sequence that the nurse told her to. But it's just gonna vibrate throughout the halls since it's like empty.
Pause. Need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Get Rickroll, dickhead.
Just as nothing happens, you turn around to look at Cypher with the with the expression of nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden the door just bursts inwards. What can be described as a giant mushroom launches out of the door and misses you by an inch before just smashing into Cypher. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
I shouldn't have laughed.
Again, you're just sat there and this giant mushroom just impacts the wall right in front of you. Again, a few inches off. Followed quickly by the botanist, who just pokes her head out the door, looks around with this pissed expression. Who is... Why? Oh.
Hi.
Did she tell you to knock in a specific way?
Yes.
Of
Is that
course she did. I have been... it's part of a defensive thing, but considering it's not been used in over 30 odd years, I was growing that for a purpose.
She just looks across the room. Yeah. This mushroom's just basically obliterated, splattered up against the wall. And the botanist just shakes her head.
Come in. You wish to ask me something, but I am busy. Come, follow.
Yeah, I had no idea about that.
Botanist,
At
she's already
least
turned.
everybody's okay.
she's already turned and she's making her way back into a chamber. And as you follow her in, it opens out into what was once possibly a courtyard, as such. Potentially, hundreds of years ago, this part of the society may well have been a courtyard. The only reason it looks so is the multiple pillars. Appears to be a garden and a fountain in the centre of the room. And the only thing giving it away that it's no longer a courtyard is the fact that there's a layer of dirt and rock, like a cave above your heads. The stonework, while old and falling apart, is held together by various vines that have twisted around the columns to give it extra support. So yeah, again, it looks like this place could potentially have been the courtyard of a noble household many, many moons ago. And the botanist heads over to a large patch of bushes, and beneath them, several multicolored mushrooms have sprouted that she just seems to be pruning over.
So, what can I help you with?
Vanya's gonna look up from inspecting a gigantic leaf and say, "Oh, so for our tavern, I have been tasked with bringing a drink that will be kind of like a competitive advantage for a tavern, and I would like the drink to be to transform emotions to where they drink it and they're back in their childhood and everything's happy and whimsical. And I was wondering if you had maybe a recipe that I could use, because my plan is which I've got to figure this out, because I know that the coin flow district has all these herbs and things that we can't get a hold of here, and but was looking for your suggestion and advice, and in the event that you had something that I was looking for, I thought, why not ask? It doesn't hurt to ask, right?
As soon as Vanya mentioned, wanting mushrooms, the botanist's attention had been focused 110% on Vanya, and every word, every syllable, she's been inching closer and closer and closer to you until, when you eventually finish speaking, the botanist is, I would say, 6 inches away from your face with this beaming smile.
Yes, matter of fact, I have some new, yes, new breed, not tested fully. Work perfectly. Yes, take these.
And you see the branches on her back just begin to reach to another set of bushes and mushrooms in a patch further down the courtyard, and she begins to just pluck them out. Eventually these branches drop them in a basket, and this branch is slowly lifted over towards you.
Yes, these water stew. Not too long. Not too many.
And she looks around for and finds a bucket, brings a bucket up.
Now, water, this much. No more than 3 mushrooms. 4 may get away with strong constitution. 5 paralysis for an hour, maybe. But 3, 2, good number. Effects exactly. Psychoactive. Yes.
Do I serve it hot or cold? Like, how do I do I brew it up hot or
Brew warm. Serve cold.
the taste though? I know you said that it wasn't tested yet. How do we feel like we need to add like maybe some mint or something to make it taste better? Is that going to change like the properties of it?
2 things potential.
You see the branches scoot off as she begins to scoop up several other bundles. She lays them at your feet and nods.
This wormwood and anise. Strong flavors. Liqueur. Yes.
Okay, I got that.
Fuck it, let's just throw mushrooms, wormwood. Let's go all the way.
All right. In the event, so this will be, I think something special on our menu, but I am going to look to see if I can, find a distributor of some alcohol or meat or, whatever, something of a better quality. So I may be back if I go into the coin flow district and can't find something, and maybe we look to brew. I don't know, some kind of liquor other than this, but I'm definitely going to try this and try to find a distributor. So I appreciate this. Is there would any words of caution of any kind of health conditions of who you wouldn't give this to, or
I give this in larger doses to many. I'm not sure I understand the question.
well, if you, let's say you said that it was untested, right? Who would you test it on first? Like a healthy individual, maybe a guard.
Guards, yes, usually strong constitution, would survive, yes. Repercussions for you, on the other hand, could be problematic. But that is your problem.
Okay.
Just do not give to the infirm or weak-willed, unless of course you wish them to. Disease, yes.
That could be problematic. Okay, noted. And she's going to scoop up the stuff and then say thank you, and then head out towards Cypher.
So, Cypher, Vanya, I dare say that's back over to you two. What's the plan?
Well, once Vanya's done, we can leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Cypher will start tidying up his books. He'll be like, "We're good to go now."
Yeah, Cypher, you got my scroll?
What scroll?
The one that I set down here that's not there anymore? That was my homework assignment.
I wasn't paying attention. What did it look like?
Rolled up like a tube. You know, if we'll look, let's put these books up together, and if it doesn't turn up, maybe I can. When we come back again, I'll just ask for another for a copy or something. I don't know, a duplicate.
See, now Cypher feels guilty. He hangs his head and pulls out the scroll. Found it.
Oh, were you keeping it safe for me special and you just kind of forgot with your
Yeah.
studies?
Yeah.
You fucking shit.
You're so sweet. And she's gonna hand him like a piece of bread that she had in her pocket as kind of like an appreciation.
Pocket bread.
It's hot
Cypher.
and warm.
It's gonna pull her glove off and give her a high five.
And she's going to reciprocate.
You can touch now.
I know, isn't it weird? I can touch people without the fear of.
Your hands are really sweaty. Don't touch me.
I wonder if that's an after effect.
Cypher sniffs a glove. It might just be this.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Ali. So, in that case then, with you gathering your belongings and making your way out, head down the long corridor. This time the nurse doesn't escort you. You kind of get the impression now that you're part of the furniture. Or should I say expected to be part of the furniture. As you unlock the door manually, it takes a little bit of effort and time because you're not used to it, but as the door closes behind you, you hear the telltale sounds of bolts and locks and magical wards being ignited behind you, leaving you both back on the streets of Nova Stoya. I guess you're heading back to the Folly?
Yeah.
Alright. Callie, are you still good?
Yeah.
Yeah? You want to hold on a bit longer, or are you itching?
I'm up for anything. I can do
All right.
things now.
Let's hit the first part. Are you Garrett? Are you good for a moment?
Oh, I'm grand.
Yeah. Okay.
He's loving it.
I'm just enjoying listening to the story. Great.
All right. Callie. Let me open this journal note that I've had for the 5th of March.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
All right, let's get into it.
All right. So, as this is going on with Garrett currently enjoying his stroll to the south of Lower Streets, probably at this point I would imagine he's on his way back to the Folly, or at least I would like to hope so. With Cypher and Vanya having their morning lectures and lessons, debate, I guess, over. We'll now focus on a little part of the western side of Novostoya. One of the smaller towns just off of Novostoya, on the outskirts, a place called Khartov. Reza, over to you.
Reza has not been home in a few months. So as she approaches the gate, she's kind of seeing it in a different light. You know, Kartov, before everything that happened 50, 60 years ago, was a very much, I would say, a bustling farm town. Her family owned the smithy, so they were one of the more well off, but it has changed quite a bit, as has the rest of Novostoya since the darkness came. And she's sort of seeing that for the first time right now as she approaches how ramshackle everything looks. It's the memory from her mind's eye no longer is coding this with the memories of her childhood. So she approaches town, sort of walks in, and walks around slowly like she's a visitor, and approaches the small tavern/inn where she has stayed before when she has come here surreptitiously. And she will walk in and take a spot in the corner with a window view of the sort of main square of the town, if it could be called that, that also gives her a view of the front yard of the smithy. Like she's done many times before on a fairly regular basis. She orders a drink. She just sits there and she watches the daily life of Kartov happen outside of this window.
I was trying to get a portrait up there, but it's that time where Foundry starts derping a little bit.
Oh, of course it is.
So, as you're sat in the tavern, the usual. Oh, now you want to load. The face of a somewhat oldish, battle-worn man leans over towards you. Hey, I said you want to drink less, eh?
Yes. Take another.
Who are
you?
Who am I? Funny. Oh, you keep dropping in every now and again and you still can't
See a lot of faces, forget a lot of names in my business.
Yeah, well, name's Allender. And he points to his ear, slightly pointed. Proprietor, yeah? I recognise you. Coming here, well, almost to the day. Every few 6 months, is it?
She nods, watching him.
Same spot every single time as well. Something caught your eye in the smithy over there.
Nothing wrong with having a routine.
Yeah, the old half-elf snorts before making his way back behind the small counter and pouring a drink, eventually emerging. At this point in the day, well, I say day, at this point, Kartov's not busy. There's very few people. There's no one apart from you at the moment, Reza, in this small tavern. And Allender just puts the tankard in front of you and then sits down on the stool opposite you. Routine? Aye. Anything I can help you with?
Reza kind of tilts her head towards the smithy through the window and, how's that family doing?
Oh, Elmond? Well, as you know, the old woman's, she's getting on a bit now. Not too well last I heard. Bit of gutter cough.
Shame.
But, supposedly, what's lad's name, is it? Damien? Aye, he's doing alright. Smith is still going. Granted, not what it used to be, but...
Happened.
No, that's not... you're not wrong there. Yeah. Now, Damien, other half, and their 3 kids, well, from last I seen them, I think they're all alright. It's just the old Les. I don't think she's got that long, to be fair. You know what happens when you get gutter cough around here. No amount of coin or... Well, I don't even think there's enough coin in Carter itself to bring a fucking healer this far.
True words, true words.
Oh, if you don't mind, you've been coming in here, and normally I just serve you a drink and you drink and fuck off, but as you can tell, I'm not exactly busy. Conversation's certainly been lacking. Who are you?
I had the honor to be a friend of Maria's when she was alive.
Fucking Maria. Oh. They mentioned something about... did they have another daughter? I think they think that with the name of it. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah. You know, if not for fate, I might have been with her on that last trip. She said to me, Reza, anything happens to me, you look after my family, okay? That's what I've been doing. In my travels. I'm around every 6 months or so, throw a few corn in through the window. Fuck off.
Like some hidden fucking Samaritan, eh? Oh. Well, good on you. Your friend must have meant a fair bit here.
Saved my life. Least I could do.
Well, look. I'll keep my mouth shut. Drinks on me. If you need anything, you know, just give us a wink. In the meantime, well, I've got a book that needs reading.
She nods and raises her glass to a silent toast to him and goes back to watching out the window.
You would notice... how long you plan to be there for?
I would say most of the day. She wants to see like a day in the life of Kartov kind of just play out before her.
From early morning, you begin to see Damien Hellman, the blacksmith, up at the crack of dawn. And he spends the vast majority of his hours mostly hammering out horseshoes and nails for construction. No weapons are made. It's literally farming smithy. Every now and again, his wife brings a drink of water or a small meal out. One of the children, the eldest young lad, also appears to be helping in the smithy, bringing ingots, stoking the fires, pounding the bellows when required, and various other odd jobs, and as well as the two daughters also make an appearance, mostly playing outside the smithy, just out on the street. One of them has a stick and a old metal wagon wheel that they roll up and down just as a little bit of a game, but you don't see any sight of Rosalind Elm, the mother.
As Reza watches this, she watches her brother work, and she just thinks to herself, "You used to create some of the finest weapons. Now look what's become of you. Worn down by the world. We were children once, Damien. Playing with old barrel hoops in the yard, listening to Papa tell stories about what it was like to grow up in the sunshine. None of that matters anymore, though, does it?
We'll cut back a little later. Meanwhile, Garrett, Vanya, Cypher, I dare say you would all find yourselves at some point in the folly. Would I be correct in saying so?
Yes.
Garrett's up in his room working on a little project.
Okay.
Cypher gets back
Alright.
and runs into his room like a little, like a kid just fresh from school, ready to share everything he's been told to do.
And Vanya is out to find Julian.
Still early morning. Julian wouldn't be. It'd be an hour or so before Julian turned up for work. He'd still be sleeping in the bunkhouse. So, Francis. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Francis. He would definitely be. He sleeps in the kitchen, eats in the kitchen, drinks in the kitchen, probably even shits in the kitchen.
She will. She's so excited about her stuff that she would be willing to seek out Francis because she needs to get this off of her chest before she forgets.
Yeah. As you burst into the kitchen, you're met with this plume of smoke that just rushes out. And Francis immediately shouts out, "Well, we need to close the front door, I'm smoking meat." In or out? In or out? May home or not?
I can't see.
In or out? Close the door, you let him smoke out.
You come out.
There in a minute. Shut the bloody door.
She shuts the door and she's like rubbing her eyes and like it's like her eyes are watering, her nose is just dripping snot, and she just
A few moments later, you just hear this heavy wafting noise as if Francis is there with a giant fan trying to waft the fire. Like, a few moments later, quickly opening the door, jumping out, slamming it shut, soot across his face, all down his apron. He looks over to Vanya. "Got on, rat. Smoking it."
you not like have like open a door that then it like are you in there breathing that the entire time like
"Yeah, I'm smoking rat."
but you're smoking yourself in there, are you not?
Yeah. Licks his hand, smears down his face like, "Oh yeah, that's all good. It's only dead rat flesh.
Chokehold.
Well, I am not going to question your tactics because your meat tastes excellent.
That right it does.
Besides the fact I
Succulent.
need to...
Juicy. Succulent. Moist.
Very juicy. Your sausage goes down real easily. But the thing is that's not what I wanted to talk to you about.
Well then. I'm all ears.
And he puts his hand behind his ears and just begins to waft them.
Come on in.
Vanya's gonna rub her eyes because they're still just kind of irritated from the smoke, and she's gonna say, "Okay, I had a conversation with Yulian. Of course, I haven't found a new distributor yet, but that's besides the fact. I can talk to him about that, about you know, a new kind of beer and things, but." I have got a new recipe that has not been tested. Like, it only needs to be served to healthy people and things like that. So I need you to whip me up a small batch of this. And I want to test it out among our group. Yeah, so it's like this woodworm, anise, mushroom. So, like, do not... You know what? I'm not even going to tell you do not. I'm just going to tell you the measurements. I feel like if I say it, you're going to do it.
So, do I need a pen? Hang on, let me get a bit of charcoal and a bit of paper.
And he reaches
I think
over
we
under the
need to
counter.
pour some water.
Yeah.
Oh,
He,
yeah?
he reaches under the counter, gets a charcoal pencil and a piece of parchment, licks the end of the pencil.
Okay.
Go on.
Let's do 3 mushrooms,
Yeah.
some wormwood, and some anise. I mean, this is for flavoring. And we are going to call this
Yeah.
positivity.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, positive.
Yeah.
Tea. Yeah.
And if the group likes it, like the staff and whatnot, then we can serve it to the bar, and that's gonna be like our specialty drink is positivity.
Positivity. How much water?
What?
How much water?
How much water? Like let's get conservative with it because I don't want anybody to die. Let's do like 4 gallons of water to 3 mushrooms. Let's do a low dosage and then we'll up it as we go.
Just then maybe I'll get along with that. He's gonna make a positivity. Maybe I'll get home with that.
Francis extends a hand to take the bundle from you.
So when we all come down here, like to meet, to have our group meeting before the tavern opens, I want you to, come out with a tray or talk to Yulian and say, this is what we're doing, or have him come talk to me if he can't understand you, which is...
I'll send him up. I mean, you little me here in a bit, so I'll just send him up to you and you can have a chat.
Yeah, and I'll have the group, like, we'll test it, we'll see, because I think it's going to be a big seller.
Yeah.
And with that, Francis, sorry, takes his bundle under arm, goes to the door, puts his hand on the handle to the kitchen, looks over his shoulder towards Vanya, just... opens the door. Cloud of smoke just billows out as he disappears into the kitchen with a slam of the door.
Vanya's then gonna go find Cypher and Garrett or whoever is in the tavern because she knew where Cypher went because they came in together. But in her head, she's like, "Oh, it's gonna taste so smoky because of that room. It's gonna ruin it." But she's like, "You know what? It could add some essence to it that has been missing. So make a note of that."
All right, so let me just get this straight. Then we're basically making smoked psychedelic. In fact, what was it? Lead DMV. Magic mushroom absinthe.
Yes, and it's going to change everybody's perspective to where they're having a good time. And everybody's going to come to the tavern for positivity.
Absolutely. All right. What does Vanya see, Garrett Cypher, as she's made her way upstairs?
Probably Garrett working away while Cypher's just babbling bullshit at him.
What sort of bullshit? Eh?
He's like, and there's this tree, and it's a closed gate to the fair. Did you know that? A closed gate to the fair realm, and yeah. Are you listening?
I am. A tree, you say?
Yeah. But she can't open it. You see, but I think I figured it out.
You figured it out. I would say that this portal has been closed for quite some time.
Well, yeah, but like it just takes a sacrifice, right? We just need enough power to break the thing.
Sacrifice.
Yeah. Like I gather in a sword, but I need a thing. I need a lantern. I need a lantern. Garrett.
What,
need
like one of these? And I pull out my hooded lantern for my pack.
He picks it up, shakes it. No, it's not good. It's gotta be stronger. Well, not stronger like that. Like it has to be able to hold a lot of power. And this is flimsy. Look, and he flicks it and dints it. It's not good.
So, a magical item?
What do you mean?
Well, items with an inbuilt magic are more stronger. They don't damage. Like if you have a magical weapon, you can dip it in acid, and it doesn't melt away.
So we'll make a lantern out of magic swords. Okay.
Or something of that ilk. I mean, I don't know how to work such a thing. I dare say the coroner would know more.
Yeah, he knows more, but I need to gather the materials, you know.
Mm-hmm. So if it
Sword
has to
lantern.
be stronger than normal materials,
Yeah.
something magical as a base might be acceptable to him. Why don't you ask him next time you have one of your lessons?
Okay. Well, it's good. It's good. Mm-hmm.
And Garrett puts the long piece of wood he's been working on under some papers and some debris on one of his tables.
Okay.
Because how the room's set up, there's a writing desk and a small desk to the side where the tinkering tools are all
Yeah.
set out at the moment.
Nice.
To the untrained eye, there's like 2 or 3 projects all being worked on at once.
I was literally about to say, you know, what sort of things, you know, if you'd like to share any, or that, you know, at least a rough outline of what Vanya and Scythe will be able to see.
I mean, there's a long piece of treated wood. That looks suspiciously like the middle of someone's table, where it's been nice, light coloured like an oak that's been varnished and treated and well looked after. But you
Nice.
can't see anything else to it. And then next to it is the quick release latch thing that he was working on with Dwens. The belt loop. And then it's attached to like a little frame. And then next to that is what looks like a small hunting trap.
All right.
It hasn't got teeth.
Okay.
It's just looks really benign as the traps go, but it's just there.
Okay.
Then on his writing desk is sheafs of low quality paper and sketches and his pens, ink, some charcoal, the big blotter in the middle that was Asmon's and now
Yeah.
totally mine.
I'd also imagine that you've got a candle, a couple of, you know, wax blocks, and a, you know, a spoon of some sort.
All the tools of the forger's trade.
All right.
So Vanya's gonna enter the room, and as she does, she's gonna run her left hand across the long piece of wood that he was working on, and then
Don't touch that.
oh,
It's covered anyway, so you wouldn't be able to touch the wood itself.
well, she's covering like she's touching the cloth that's on top of it, and then like looking at his other little tinker toys that he's been doing, and just kind of like examining them.
I think the best place for you to be is by the door, away from my things.
Can I not? I would like to sit. This may take a while. And she goes to sit on his bed.
Not my bed either.
Oh.
And where are your gloves?
Oh, I got exciting news. So I can't sit here.
Take a chair by the door, away from my things, unless you want to lose a finger.
Is this chair okay? And she
Yes.
she's taking a chair and is just loudly scooting it.
Across the, you know, gets caught on one of the wooden boards.
Garrett's eye just starts twitching.
I scratched your floor. I'm sorry. That'll buff out. She looks at Cypher, and then she looks back at Garrett. It's like, I can touch things and people now.
Explain.
So, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this because it seemed a little weird, but then it didn't. So, you know, today was my first day to learn with the coroner. So, you know, Cypher and I got up like really early this morning and, you know, walked
Can we
together
do this
to go.
in one, maybe 2 sentences? I've got a lot to do.
I'm gonna try as hard as I can. Okay, so I gotta skip us getting there. Knocking on the door. Oh yeah. So I was supposed to go learn curses, right? Do you remember that? Right?
Yes.
Curses. But then I get there and I hear a little bit of banter back and forth between the nurse and the coroner about how he didn't do great with what he gave me, and so then now he took that curse back, so I can touch people now. I can get rid of these gloves, and that's kind of exciting. But now I'm learning under the nurse on how to do contracts.
You've not made a deal with her.
No, like I've asked her specifically, like she showed me like her form, like apparently she's some kind of hag at night or something. And I was like, well, if I do contracts, am I gonna look like you? Cause I get up every single morning and I really like take a lot of time to make sure that my appearance is like spot on and clean, and I'm a little worried about that.
Did
And
she tell you she's a night hag?
she did, she showed me and she told me.
What, you saw her face?
I did.
A real face?
Yeah. I mean, I think I did. It had teeth and
I got teeth.
well, they were like big teeth.
I can have big teeth.
And you didn't run screaming from her?
I don't like to judge people. I mean, maybe she's in a transition phase. I don't know. You know, this is just who she is, right?
It's definitely who she is.
So I wanted to ask, like, you know, she told me straight up I couldn't tell whether she was fibbing or not. You know, it's like if I learn contracts and stuff, because I just don't want anybody to be like indebted to me. I want them to be like, you know, straight, like if they want to change their life to be positive, that they can. And she said it was all dependent upon the terms that I gave them, that they didn't have to be indebted to me, but then also that I wouldn't become a night hag.
I mean,
Unless I made a deal with a night hag. But then I asked her, I said straight up, like, it's like, if you're teaching me this, am I making a deal with you to be taught this to be a night hag? And she said no.
there are many forms of deals, magical and otherwise.
You're kind of talking like her, so I need you to kind of spell it out to me. Is this a yes or a no?
She can't make deals on those grounds. They don't belong to her.
So I can learn it and I can be safe as long as I'm within there. She gave me this like this scroll that's Cypher put it in his shirt
You've not
as
signed it.
an no. I haven't even looked at it. Like it's still Cypher, is it in your pants and your shirt?
Oh, I'll give it back.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. But I haven't even looked at it yet because I wanted to ask you guys, it's like, can I look at it? And she said it's an example of a contract and that I can look at it and kind of study it. But I mean, I haven't written on it, gotten anything on it yet. Like, I just wanted, because you guys kind of knew, you know, I just wanted to.
Be very careful with that thing. Do not write on it. Do not bleed on it.
Okay,
And
I will definitely not bleed.
carefully look what it says. And if you're in any way tempted, take what's on offer on it, burn it.
Okay. But I wanted to run this by you guys because it, you know, you guys were like warning me in the beginning. But is it okay for me to learn to do contracts? I'm not gonna like eat it.
This training was suggested by the coroner.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually.
I said it was better than doing curses.
A curse is a curse.
Yeah, that he messed up.
Well, he gave you what you asked for.
They did, and I said that like technically it worked. I mean, except for I
With
felt
creatures this
terrible.
powerful, you have to be careful in your wording and what you ask of them and what they ask of you.
I'm learning that now. That's why I'm like asking you about this whole contract thing because I feel like I could be a good contract person whenever I put within my covenants like that, if they wish to not do this anymore that they don't have to. I mean, like I feel like I am a good negotiator of, life-changing results.
By the very idea of a contract, giving somebody the option of doing away with the contract makes the contract itself pointless.
But I like to think that you have accountability in what you're doing, kind of like say you got a few extra pounds and you want to lose them, like, and you're signing this contract to lose all of this weight. And, if you don't, then maybe you got to pay a little bit of coin or something like that, but you're owing it to yourself. But it's not anything that's going to kill you, right?
Once your word is given and the deal is struck, there is no going back on the deal. You follow it through. There is no getting out of a contract.
Unless I put it in the covenants, because like I asked the
There
hag,
is
I said,
no getting out of a contract. A contract is a contract. A word is a word. You give
But if-
someone a covenant, you stick by the covenant.
yeah, and then in the covenant, I say you can, say that you don't want to do it at some point. Like if I can write the contract, their soul's okay,
Vanya,
right?
you're making my head hurt.
So it's all right as
we
long as
are
I have good
different.
intentions.
We are different people.
Yes, because you're standing in front of me and I'm standing here. I'm
No,
just asking
no,
for
to
your
the
opinion.
core, different people.
Like, I don't want to harm anybody. And I feel like if I write it where no one gets harmed, that it would be completely okay. Can I learn it and not harm anyone?
As long as you do not make pact with that person. Do not promise anything. Then your pacts are yours to do as you will.
Oh, that's exactly what she told me. So, okay, this reiterates what she was saying, but she also can't make contracts under where she's at. Okay. So, this makes me feel better. Not saying I'm going to use it. I need to learn some different art forms to help change the world, and you confirmed it, sir. So, but also, I need to talk to you about something else, other
Before
than the
we
contract.
move on to another matter,
Oh, yeah.
you take this training at your own free will. What I have said means nothing. At the end
Wait.
of the day, all decisions to what happens to your life and maybe your death are yours and yours alone.
I feel like outside of character, Lee's giving me a liability clause right now. Okay. I mean, but I will be very, very careful. And if things happen, like, will you please, you and Cypher and the group and Reza, like, to be a sounding board for me. Will you promise me that?
You can ask questions of us, but as this conversation has gone to show, you will do whatever you feel you want to do anyway. But I tell you this now, you put this group in danger, and I will deal with you the same way I dealt with Reza.
I definitely don't want to be exiled, so I will run everything by you guys first. But there is something else that I need to talk to you about. Are you ready for
There's
that?
something
Can we
else.
shift?
There's always something else to view, Vanya.
So how I wake up every single day and I'm like, I'm gonna transform this tavern, and we're gonna be the best damn tavern in this area, and I seek that out. And you know how I told you a little while ago that I had talked to Julian and that we need to, up our brew game to get a higher class of clientele. Well, I've already checked that off with just a slight bit. With I think we need to have a specialty drink, kind of like a some kind of special cocktail that happens every now and then. So I've already got that going. We're gonna taste test that and try that out. But secondly, he had recommended that we get a different distributor of not low class drinks. And so I was thinking, it's like, where does that happen? Because I looked around here and they're kind of all the same distributors, and then the quality is just not there. I need to get into the coin flow district so that I can interview and sample some of the wares that are in there to see if it is high enough quality for the patrons that we're looking for. Can you help me out with that?
To get to the coin flow district, you're going to need a trader's pass to the coin flow district and a identification documents.
Yes, I have been kicked out because I have not had these.
You do surprise me.
But I made my way in there a time or two. But then the second time, it's like they knew who I was and I couldn't talk myself into it. So I definitely need to have these passes. And I was hoping that maybe you or Cypher would know how I could get a hold of these so that I could go in and do my due diligence.
Garrett goes into his desk drawer. Clears off a little space on his writing desk. You mean something like this? And he puts a pass to the coin district on his desk.
Oh my gosh.
And an ID document.
That's like identical to what I was seeing over the guard's shoulder. How? Yes.
Now, obviously, this document's from a man. And Garrett eyes are up and down. You're not going to pass as a man.
No, I can pass as a man.
So what we're going to need to do is make new document.
Or I could just act as a man.
Or
Like,
we could
can't
make
you
new documents.
Okay. Like to fit me, or do I need to act like Clara?
I mean, they will match you
Okay.
because you're already known at the gate.
That's probably a good idea because they do know me. Like, because I've been up there a few times and definitely with a lot of people. So I would think that it'd be hard for them to forget what I look like.
And it would probably be useful if we all had a pass to this gate. 'Cause
Are we
not-
all gonna go together?
Well, not being funny, Vanya, but when you're on your own, you tend to get in trouble.
I just think it's because people misinterpret what I'm trying to achieve. It's not anything bad.
Now, this leads on to the crux of the problem.
What do you mean?
I
like
do
my
not-
interpretation?
I
Okay.
do not have all the materials I require.
Okay. Like to make everybody a pass? Is that what
To
you're
make-
talking about?
Any.
Okay.
What I'm
Um,
going to require, some good quality parchment,
It's like you're the second person that has asked me for good quality parchment. Is it human skin, like what was asking for by the
No,
hag?
it's
Oh,
thick, good quality parchment that won't disintegrate the moment you put it in a pocket, you freak.
is it? So
Are you
that
sure
would
you've not
mean
made
that-
deals with that hag?
I
Asking for
haven't,
skin.
but she said good quality parchment, and her thing is like skin, and I
Of
was
course
thinking
it is.
maybe.
She's a hag, Vanya. I'm
Is it
a
also
forger.
gonna? Is it also gonna require magical ink? I'm like, I haven't even begun to investigate where I get that from.
Oh, I've got inks.
Do you
I
have
don't do
magical
magic ink. No, I'm a forger, not a magician.
Oh, so I need to ask a magician for magical ink. Okay.
Cypher's in the background going, with prestidigitation making sparkles going, magic.
Oh, you know what? Like good quality paper. You know, do you remember when I was selling things outside and I was kind of wrapping things in paper and I kind of hid that high quality paper that we had because I kind of got in trouble for wrapping things in it? Would that work?
Oh, she
No.
remembers!
I mean,
Oh my god!
Might have to ask Asmund.
I don't think that he took that with him because I hid it in a barrel.
we can definitely check it, but it has to be quality.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by quality. Like, I mean, does it when you set it on fire, does it turn a certain color? Like, how do you determine quality on a paper?
Well,
Well-
it's clean,
Yeah.
thick, white.
Oh,
So-
it is definitely thick with
Fucking hell, I am impressed.
Little golf clap there.
Absolutely.
I don't even remember that.
This is me being pregnant and nursing afterwards and not drinking a lot. So I remember stuff.
Yeah, if we cast our minds back for 12, 13 episodes,
The
I
paper was worth 10 times what the bottle was worth, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, it was like a silver piece per sheet.
yeah, yeah. I said, you know, I said you've got actual paper, not parchment. Ah, my apologies. I just had to, congratulate Jump on that.
But you don't need. You've got all the ink that you need.
Oh, yes, I have many inks.
But where do you get magical ink? Is the question.
I'm a magician.
Magic.
Would
A
that be
magical
in,
practitioner.
like? Can I find that in the market square, or is that going to be in the coin flip district?
You're the one that casts spells, Vanya.
No, wait. I can make my own magical ink?
I don't know. I'm not a mage. I'm a
gonna
forger. My
ask-
skills are in different places.
That's a good question. I'm gonna ask the hag if I can make my own.
I got to put a soul in it.
Wait, what?
Well, stick
In
a-
your ink, I could put a soul in it.
You can put a soul in the ink?
Well, yeah. I think. Maybe
What would that do?
to put a soul in it.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try, right?
We gotta find me a soul first.
Do I have to kill somebody? I don't think I want to do that. Is there just like souls floating around? Like at the morgue or something?
No, they go away after a little while.
It needs to be a fresh. We could hang out and like a healers or something like that and get some fresh ones that are just kind of popping out that don't make it, right?
I think people would notice. It's not a subtle thing.
I mean, I'll interject quick. If you want to try and make your own magic ink, I will not stop you. It will be homework for next episode on how you would go about making it. You know, she stipulated magic ink. That covers.
Wait, I've had an idea.
Let's do it.
Mhm.
I don't even have to hear it. Let's do it. What is it?
Well, not just people have souls, right?
Oh, animals or pigs?
Pigs
Why
are
am I
expensive.
Why am I on pigs all of a sudden? Goats?
Sure. Would need a few of them though.
Thank you, Scott.
Fish? Fish?
No.
No.
Okay, we're getting off topic a little now. This is something you two
Yes.
can discuss during your morning trainings.
Okay.
Oh, on the way, Cypher, on the way, we can talk about like what, if it's a mammal, we can list ideas. We've got time on the way.
Okay. Now look here.
Mm.
On this pass, there's a stamp in the wax. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Now this one is worn, very worn. I need a fresh copy of this seal. Either I can engineer my own stamp or steal one of the guard stamps.
Can we just like make a mold of that worn stamp and that would be enough?
No. If I could do that, I wouldn't have bought it up.
I know you're good at this stuff. I see all your tinker toys. So we have to steal one from a guard.
Oh, not a guard house.
Guard house. The one that's in the tower, in the building?
What
Mhm.
building?
Drug in there again? The one that questioned me the last time and said that if he saw me in here again, that it wouldn't be good.
You were
Maybe not
in
that one then.
one of the guard houses.
Well, I don't know if it was a house or they pulled me into an area to
It's a f-
question me.
It's a figure of speech. Was it at the gates?
Mm-hmm.
Did it look like a barracks with an office?
Yes.
It's a guardhouse.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I mean, I didn't know if they needed a dinner table or.
In the administrative area, where the scribes are, there will be some seals. Or a seal. I need either a clean indentation of the seal or the seal itself.
Cypher.
Yeah.
She looks around. It's like, do you want to go with me this time? Like, maybe I can distract them and you can grab it?
Okay.
No,
I mean, I feel like I would, if I instantly walk up, they're going to
What
pull
do,
us.
what do I get out of this?
Papers to get into the coin flow district. Have you not been in there?
I've been in a few places in this city, but
That is worth it in itself. Like, there's a bunch of sweets, things that we can't even imagine.
you
that
had
are
me
in
at sweets. Okay.
Now,
okay,
before
I'll just.
you go running off, half-cocked to this, if they catch you, they will hang you.
Well, that's what they said, but
No,
that's like
they will
that's,
hang you. Have you not seen the people that have been strung up in the marketplace?
I have,
More
but
people
how
every
else-
day for thievery.
But how am I gonna get in there if I don't get caught to get Cypher in there to take it?
By using your wit. It's not something you just run in and grab. You have to plan a heist.
So you
It's
can't just
artistry.
disguise me, like, and I would be like a new person that they just brought in there. Or are they instantly hanging people now? Like, no second chances.
The only people that go into the guardhouse, not in chains, are the guards, and they all know each other.
So I was lucky that last time.
I'm surprised you're still alive now.
Maybe
I'm
they
surprised
let-
you made out of childhood.
You know, sometimes I am too. Like, you don't know. No, it wasn't like that where I grew up.
Where did you grow up?
Up north. It was a lot more like well put together than this place. You could see things. Okay. Well, you know, Cypher and I'll put our heads together and figure out how to not get caught and to cause a distraction and to get your stamp.
You do nothing that puts him in danger without running through past me first. Is that understood?
Just like, you know, the things that I talk with about the hag. Like, I wanted to run that through you guys first, right? Okay. So, Cypher and I will go devise a plan. We'll come back. We'll run it across you. I mean, do you want to come with us?
Do you think I'm going to let you put him in danger without me being there to watch his back? You're crazier than you look.
Well, I mean, I felt like you were kind of putting this all up to me. Like, do you have a plan? I mean, if you're going to be there, like...
Fucking roundabout way for conversation. Love it.
I'm not going to do the footwork for you. You bring me your plan. I'll tell you where you're going wrong, and then we'll go and do it.
Okay, I'm glad we hashed this out, that we all have designated roles and I am the lead. Okay, so that makes sense. I will come back. I will
I
think
wouldn't
about
trust
this.
you to put a lead on a dog.
Then why am I coming up with the plan?
Because it's funny.
Because
so
I have
confused.
enough to do, Vanya, right now.
Okay, well, I'm confused, but I'm gonna come up with a plan, and we're all three gonna go. Now we'll have a job for everyone.
I'm starting to understand Asmund more every day.
Okay, so I feel like I got the thumbs up. I am going to go downstairs. Cypher, you and I we're gonna hash this out, and when we're ready, we will propose the plan to Garrett. Like I want to first we need to go get that paper that I had to definitely get that for him, and then we're gonna lay some schematics and stuff out for him, and hopefully we get his seal of approval, and this doesn't take weeks.
Okay.
Okay. She's gonna head out the door.
Oh. So, with that, Vanya, Cypher, you've got homework for next week. How to steal a trader's seal or a trading stamp from one of the guard officers at the multitude of gates. I look forward to the chaos. And yeah, the result of that will be your pass for everyone into the Coinflow district. Just for chat's benefit, we're 18 episodes in, and so far we have been to Lower Streets, which is our hood, our neighbourhood, with obviously the Baron's Folly there. We've been a little bit north into the Polter district, where we fought Anvara at the Thank Table and killed her in the Dark Alley there. Market Row, just around the corner from the Baron's Folly, the Society. Reza is currently down here in the old west side of Khartov, and the Coinflow district is this central island here. And let's not talk about the rest of the city that we've not even touched upon yet. Fun and games. So, Garrett, Vanya, Cypher, anything further from you three?
Garrett's going to go back to working on one of his little projects.
Okay.
No, I think we're good. No.
Well, in that case then, Reza,
Yes.
find ourselves now later on. In fact, do you anyone need a break, or you guys can? Do you need a break, Reza, or are you good?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, in that case then we'll crack on. So we find ourselves back in Khartov, the somewhat run-down village town on the outskirts of Novostoya. For the last few hours, you've been watching over the comings and going of the Hellman Smithy. What now, Reza?
I think she'd stay there kind of relaxing till like just after dinner time when most people are back in their homes and the streets are even emptier than they normally are. She'd get up, put a few coins down in front of the tavern keep as he's reading his book. Give him a nod of thanks.
Yeah. He responds in kind.
And she's gonna walk out. And she's gonna head towards the place that she has not been to in a very long time. And I'm assuming this place is located within the cemetery area of Kartov, the public cemetery, or is it somewhere else?
Yeah, it would be the public cemetery.
Okay. So she's gonna make her way there. Not in any particular rush, just...
So, meandering through the almost empty streets of Kartov, you come to the large iron gates of the Kartov cemetery. It's quite a large area. Again, you know the reason that this place expanded exponentially 50 or so years ago during the cataclysm. And the cemetery itself is built into a hill with multitude of paths that all lead up to a central large monument that stands tall, almost overlooking Kartov.
So she is going to slowly push the gates open and step in, bracing herself for the feel of sacred ground.
First step, followed by the second, each footstep into this cemetery becomes heavier and heavier. And whilst to the naked eye this place looks like a nightmare with a vast majority of old, decrepit stones that jut out of the ground in all directions, it is actually a sanctified area, hallowed ground.
And this reassures her, in a way, that the members of her family who do rest here have not been violated. But she faces very much an uphill both ways trek to the top of that hill.
Every step becomes heavier and heavier to the point where the muscles of your leg just begin to scream in pain. But pushing through, you eventually reach the top of the hill, having treaded many steps to the single monument. Upon this monument, it appears to be made or carved out of limestone, one of the main rocks in the area. And there's a multitude of etched brass plaques adorned on all faces of this central obelisk. And the vast majority of the plaques have given way to the passage of time, as their once polished brown hues have turned more turquoise patina due to age, with moss beginning to slowly creep up. In front of this central obelisk, this central monument, is a large tablet. What does it read?
Reza, almost crying with the pain of walking up here, traces the letters with her finger. She chases the O and the G and L of the text that reads, Oglev Hellman, 5th Scouts leader. Once a young smith in the farming district of Kartov, He chose to take up arms in the aftermath of the city below's calamity in the name of his empire, friends, and family. After several excursions into the city below, coupled with his forgemanship, he was responsible for crafting weapons that would bring the end to several notable undead threats, and in turn, earn the Novostoyan 5th Scouts the moniker of the Kartovan Bloodhounds. For no prey was safe when the hunt was on. And she gets to the last line. And she pauses. To our stalwart husband, father, brother, and comrade, we Kartovans give honor to your strength and your heroism. Lost, but never a moment forgotten.
You step back and glance over. This plaque is relatively clean, as if someone's been maintaining it, compared with the multitude of other plaques that are now covered in years of debris and detritus. You get the impression that, again, a member of the family has been here to continually clean the plaque of Oglev Helman. Again, this monument to the Novostoyan 5th Scouts, the Kartovan Bloodhounds. What do you do?
She looks at it. She hasn't seen this since she was here at the dedication for the monument almost 25 years ago. And then she looks around off to, she looks around the monument to see if any of the other names are still being maintained, or if it's all just corroded over.
All of it's starting to corrode and fall to the never-ending power of nature. Patina coats the brass plaques. Vines of ivy begin to wind up the monument's base. Moss grows from the top down through years upon years of humid rain. Apart from the plaque of Oglev, there are only a handful of others. Names that may have came after, with younger families.
She goes through and she reads all of the names.
Is that you done for the next few hours?
No. She would turn around and orient herself to where their family plot was. They're probably one of the oldest families in Kartov, so it would probably
Yes.
be close to the top of the hill.
Correct.
So she's gonna go there next.
You easily find it. It takes only a few moments to navigate round the central monument eventually finding the plot again in a well-maintained state. What do you do here?
She's gonna read through all the names again, like she used to do when she was little and she would come here with her mother to maintain the plots.
It's at that moment you hear a cry out from behind you. Whipping your head round at the sudden burst of noise, a single crow sits, stares at you for a moment before beating its wings, lifting itself into the sky, and departing from the graveyard.
Her heart's racing a little bit because she was so caught up in the moment. She's like, oh, it's just a bird. It's fine. And she keeps reading all the names. Years of Hellmans who have given their best to Kartov.
Alright. And it's here where we will leave Reza. A little bit quicker than I expected today. Anything further anyone wishes to bring to the board?
Can I go ahead and read that scroll, or do you want me to do that next session?
Yeah, I would say. Actually, no, because I want a little bit of time to word that. I've got a rough idea, but I want to word that perfectly. So if you could give me till next session, I would appreciate it.
Can do. What about the positivity? Do you want
All
to
right.
wait till
No,
next
no, no.
session for that?
Yeah, let's bring that in next session. So for the time, you've just hear Francis in the kitchen, kicking and banging away. The odd puff of smoke blurting out from under the door. Oh, DMs. Okay.
Oh, ignore.
So, yeah. Okay. Francis, it would take a while for him to get the water boiling, and I think we'll kick next session off direct with that. A little bit quicker today, but we've hit a lot of the main points I was looking for, and a lot of the other stuff I kind of want to expand upon. So I think that's a pretty natural point to call a break there. So yeah, next session we'll pick up straight with the Back in the Folly.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Day 2.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll still be the same day, but yeah, we're kind of in that awkward stage where we either go for 5 hours,
Yeah.
or we bring we'll nip it in the bud, and we'll crack that next time. So yeah, a little bit of a shorter session today, but I don't want to artificially inflate it. So with that, any closing words or comments?
Bye, chat.
Toodaloo, chat.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Oh dear me. Yeah, kind of. I want to do something, but yeah, it'll be a 5-hour session. So we'll nip it there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you all had a entertaining time. Thank you for the support, everyone who dropped in the subs. We've got quite a few again. So Lucius, thank you for the 43-month resub. Callie with the 36-month. Sneeze with the 48-month, 4 years. And then Scops, who came in with a 49-month resub. Thank you, my dude. I appreciate it. As well as thank you for the gifted sub to Just Smith. So yeah, everyone, thank you again for tuning in. We will pick this up next Sunday at the usual time. And for now, I will head over to the ending screen. Bye! And we'll find someone to raid. Let's see who's streaming. Alright, let's have a look in the old Dungeons and Dragons category. From a very quick glance over, let us go and throw some support in for Dork Tales, Dreams of Arcos. They've got a nautical themed thing going by the looks of it, so let's head over there and show some support. So once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all next Sunday for episode 19 of Pariahs. Ta-ta for now. Bye!